Reviewing objectives. Phillip Morris International operates in an increasingly global and competitive environment. The challenges and opportunities of our business are renewed daily, and it is thus crucial that there is coordination and alignment between individual and group endeavors. At PMI, we are a team, working towards common objectives, moving in the same direction. You, me, each and every one of us performs a fundamental role in the dynamics of our organization. We have a responsibility to fulfill and specific goals to reach within the company. This is why we set objectives and targets both individually and as a group, to guarantee the efficient operation of our organization. Individual objectives will help you understand how to proceed and should be established first. When you set your objectives, you should keep the following things in mind. What are the objectives of my department and of my supervisor? With this, we ensure that we are in line with what our supervisors expect from us. As an individual contributor, what are the objectives of my efforts and how do they fit in with the rest of the team? To ensure that your annual business objectives are appropriate, you should check that they have all of the following characteristics. Specific. The objectives should specify concrete contributions and responsibilities. Measurable. Every objective should have targets of time, quantity, and quality. The impact of your contribution can only be estimated if it can be measured. Agreed. Objectives should be discussed and agreed on with your supervisors. Clear alignment on expectations from both sides is essential for success. Realistic. Establish objectives that you can achieve with the resources that you have. Be realistic. Timely. Set delivery dates for your projects. Keep a calendar of activities. This is what we call SMART objectives. Tip 1. When you establish your objectives, it is important that you meet with your supervisor to understand the goals of your department. That way, we will all know that we are working towards the same vision. Tip 2. Build a calendar of reviews for your projects to discuss your progress and make any necessary adjustments throughout the year. Setting objectives with the SMART methodology brings clarity and focus to your efforts and helps you become more efficient. Give it a try. Feedback. Our capacity to learn is, without a doubt, the most critical factor in our professional development and advancement. It's what allows us to successfully manage new or complex situations and enables us to improve our skills. Listening to advice and to the opinions that others have of us is one of the most enriching features of learning and must be used to our advantage. It will allow us to grow as professionals and better PMI leaders. Giving and receiving feedback is a key element of our culture. Being able to listen and incorporate the recommendations of our supervisors and colleagues allows us to improve our work performance and development. Asking for feedback can be a very powerful tool, helping us to understand how we and our work are seen by the organization. We can give and receive feedback at any point in the year. MAP offers a formal opportunity for the associate and supervisor to sit down and assess achievement of objectives, and to discuss the needs for individual development. This feedback involves two parties, you and your supervisor, and it is important to mention the responsibilities each one takes on in the process. How does one provide constructive feedback? Make sure that the overall message is clear. Notes on development opportunities have to be coherent and comprehensible for the recipient of the feedback. It is also important to help the individual identify his or her strengths in order to capitalize on them. In other words, it's essential to find balance. A development plan should be based on working both strengths and opportunities for improvement. Focus on behavior, not personality. Be objective with your observations. Be direct. And be specific. Always give feedback at an opportune moment. It doesn't help to provide feedback on a situation that arose months ago, and about which nothing can now be done. Give suggestions for possible plans of action. In this way, you contribute to the construction of a development plan. How should one receive feedback? Request that your feedback be given in a specific and personal manner. It is always better to have a face-to-face meeting than to receive something written. Request feedback with ample notice. If you want a quality response, allow the respondent time to think about the message. Listen. Allow the person developing the idea to do so without interruption. Accept. Don't get defensive. Consider other points of view. Ask. Ask for clarifications and obtain more information. Keep asking. Ask as many times as you need to. Request guidance. Ask for help if necessary. After working with your development plan, ask for another round of feedback. Reflect on the feedback you've received, assimilate it, and convert it into a plan for development. Development plan. What is a development plan? It's very simple. A development plan establishes a group of activities, both within and outside of work, that will help us to improve our job performance in the following manner: acquiring a skill or knowledge that we did not previously have, expanding on a strength that we already possess, reducing behaviors that are unproductive to our work performance. Everyone has a development plan. No one is perfect, and we all have areas in which to develop or improve. After receiving feedback from our supervisor and prioritizing the areas around which our development plan will focus, we should establish an objective. This objective should clarify what we will improve, our reasons for working towards improvement, and how we are going to accomplish what we set out to do. Tip for development objectives: the 70-20-10 approach. What is the 70-20-10 approach? We tend to be more effective when learning through experience. Direct exposure to activities, projects, and tasks is more effective than reading a book on a topic we need to learn. This is what the 70-20-10 approach suggests. We should focus the majority, or 70% of our development activities on gaining experience, 20% on observing and learning from others, and 10% on learning from books and training. Activities within the job are simply actions, projects, and initiatives that you can perform within your current position, and will contribute to the development of a competency or the acquisition of knowledge or a skill. Activities outside your job include books you can read, and trainings or meetings you can attend outside of your regular duties, in order to develop a certain skill or ability. It's important that you follow through with your development plan. The development of your career and your potential is a responsibility shared between you and the company. After passing through each stage of this process, you will recognize that it's not a linear, but rather a cyclical method. It's something that will arise year after year. As soon as you finish your career plan for 1 year, you should get right to work on the plan for the next.